If you're over 60 and you wake up once, twice, or even several times every night just to use the bathroom, you're not alone. But what most people don't realize is that this isn't simply an unavoidable part of aging. It is often a sign that your body is struggling with fluid balance, circulation, and bladder emptying. And there are practical, evidence-based ways to improve this. Nighttime urination, known medically as nocturia, affects a large proportion of older adults. It is associated with poor sleep quality, fatigue, reduced concentration, higher fall risk, and lower overall quality of life. Yet many people are told to accept it as normal or are only advised to drink less in the evening. Research shows a more complex picture. In many adults over 60, nocturia is not primarily a bladder problem. It is often a circulation problem and a fluid redistribution problem. During the day, gravity causes fluid to accumulate in the legs. This is especially common in people who sit for long periods or move less. You may notice swollen ankles, tight socks, or heavy legs in the evening. That stored fluid does not disappear. When you lie down at night, it returns into the bloodstream and is filtered by the kidneys into urine. This often leads to faster bladder filling and repeated awakenings. Clinical studies have shown that the amount of fluid retained in the legs during the day is linked to the volume of urine produced at night. Reducing leg fluid can therefore reduce nighttime urine production in many individuals. This means the solution is not only about the bladder, it is also about circulation, movement, and what happens in the body across the whole day. There are 3 simple movement patterns that are supported by physiology and clinical evidence. They are not miracle cures, but they are low-risk, practical strategies that can support better fluid redistribution. The first is activating the calf and ankle pump while seated. The calf muscles play a central role in returning blood and fluid from the legs toward the heart. Regular contraction improves venous return and reduces pooling in the lower legs. This can be done while sitting on a chair or sofa. You lift your toes toward your shins, then point them forward. You repeat this slowly. You can also gently curl and extend the toes or make small ankle circles. These movements are widely used in medical settings because they measurably support circulation. The second is gentle leg activation, such as seated marching. You sit upright and slowly lift one knee, then the other, as if walking on the spot. This activates larger muscle groups in the legs without placing stress on the joints. Population studies consistently show that people who remain physically active experience less nocturia than those who are largely sedentary. Even modest daily movement appears to support healthier fluid balance. The third is combining leg elevation with gentle foot movement in the evening. This is the most directly studied approach for fluid redistribution. Clinical studies involving older adults with leg edema have shown that leg elevation combined with calf exercises before bedtime can reduce leg swelling, reduce nighttime urine volume, and improve nocturia-related quality of life. The method is simple. You lie on a bed or sofa. You support your lower legs with pillows or a stool so they are level with or slightly above your heart. Then you gently move your feet up and down for several minutes. Not forcefully, not as exercise, but as circulation support. Clinical reviews and guidelines explicitly describe evening leg elevation as a conservative option when nocturia is linked to peripheral fluid accumulation. It is important to stay realistic. These strategies do not guarantee that you will never wake up at night again. Nocturia can have multiple causes, including heart conditions, kidney function, prostate enlargement, medications, sleep apnea, and bladder disorders. Persistent or worsening symptoms always require medical evaluation. But for a large proportion of older adults, fluid redistribution and reduced circulation are significant contributing factors. And these are areas that can be influenced. Another common contributor is incomplete bladder emptying before bed. Many older adults retain some urine after they believe they have finished urinating. This residual volume reduces how much the bladder can hold overnight and can lead to earlier awakenings. This is where a technique known as double voiding can help. It is commonly recommended in urology practice. After urinating, instead of standing up immediately, you remain seated for about 20 to 30 seconds. You relax, lean slightly forward, and try again. This second attempt often empties additional residual urine. Double voiding does not treat underlying disease, but it can be an effective behavioral strategy to start the night with a lower bladder volume. Evening routines also matter. Clinical guidelines commonly recommend reducing fluid intake in the 2 to 3 hours before bedtime when medically appropriate. This does not mean dehydration. It means being strategic. Caffeine and alcohol are particularly relevant. Both increase urine production and can irritate the bladder. For many people, avoiding them in the evening leads to fewer nighttime awakenings. Medication timing can also play a role. Diuretics increase urine output and can worsen nocturia when taken too late in the day. Any change in medication timing should always be discussed with a doctor, but it is a relevant topic to address. Other factors such as excessive salt intake, untreated sleep apnea, and higher body weight are also consistently linked with nocturia in medical literature. These are physiological influences, not minor lifestyle details. There is also a safety aspect that deserves attention. Waking several times per night significantly increases fall risk in older adults. Adequate night lighting, a clear path to the bathroom, and avoiding rushing are medically sensible precautions. The key principle is this: nocturia is often not simply the bladder misbehaving. It is frequently the result of how the body handles fluid throughout the entire day. When circulation is supported, when movement is maintained, when fluid is mobilized before bedtime, when the bladder is emptied more completely, and when evening intake is managed wisely, you are working with your physiology rather than against it. That is why these strategies are described in the medical literature as conservative management. They are low risk, they are biologically plausible, and they are supported by evidence when applied to the right population. If your ankles swell during the day, if your socks leave deep marks in the evening, if your legs feel heavy, if you wake to urinate without pain, burning, or infection, then fluid redistribution is a plausible contributing factor. Small changes applied consistently can make a meaningful difference over time. Not through perfection, not through extremes, but through understanding and consistency. Better sleep, fewer interruptions, lower fall risk, improved daytime clarity. These outcomes influence independence and quality of life. Responsible guidance also means clarity about limits. If nighttime urination increases suddenly, if there is blood in the urine, if there is pain, if swelling becomes severe, if there is known heart, kidney, or prostate disease, medical evaluation is essential. But for many older adults whose nocturia is linked to circulation, sedentary patterns, and fluid redistribution, these techniques offer a grounded, practical starting point. No equipment, no supplements, no extreme routines, just understanding how the body works and supporting it accordingly. Your body is not waking you at night randomly. It is responding to patterns that develop during the day. And when those patterns change, the nights often change too.